you need to fix your face. I so get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. Okay? Jesus. And he gonna know. He's going to know exactly what you're saying to him so that he can help you recalibrate. That's so messed up. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video here on Chats with Michelle. So I recently received a text message from someone who was letting me know that one of my recent videos was really timely for them. It was really impactful. They thought it was a really great message and it was exactly what they needed to hear in that moment. Receiving that message, I thought it was great. I was genuinely happy to see the message. I was genuinely happy to see that it was valuable to them. I always talk about, wanting to make sure that these videos are valuable, and it made me feel good. I'm like, okay, I'm doing the thing that the Lord told me to do. I'm being obedient. He told me to get back to doing these videos, and that's what I've been doing. And it's a good thing. On one hand, it's a good thing. On the other hand, what I don't know if I've shared or I've been transparent about, or I think I've been transparent. Well, I'm going to say it here again anyways, is that with me being obedient and doing these videos, the Lord is always showing and teaching me something and wanting me to share the thing, right? It's just kind of just oh my gosh, Lord, what are you teaching me now? What are you trying to walk me through now? Sometimes I'm just oh gosh, what is it now? You see, I'm one of those people who have a very low tolerance for foolishness. If I'm not feeling it, you will see it all over my face. And I was actually having a conversation with one of my family members, and they were just maybe it's just the Caribbean in us. It's plastered on our face, and there's just nothing we can do about it. It's just gonna be on our face, and that's just what it's gonna be. And truthfully, I just thought it was really funny. I know I am someone who struggles with the RBF, the resting bee face, and I just thought it was really funny. But that was until I was grocery shopping this week, right? I was grocery shopping and I felt the Lord speak to me, and I felt the Lord say, you need to fix your face. And I remember this so clearly because I was literally picking out apples. If you care to know what kind of apples, they were green apples. I'm a big fan of green apples and peanut butter. But I was literally picking out apples, and I just felt the Lord say, you need to fix your face. And it really stuck with me. As I'm walking around the grocery store, I literally have my phone out, and I'm quite literally just notating the different things that are coming to my mind that I feel like the Lord is sharing or saying to me. And it was hard for me. It was tough because I'm just God,
what more do you want from me?
I feel like I stand on, if it's just not for me, it's just not for me, and I'm not going to pretend, you know what I mean? But I felt like for me anyways, as I was wrestling through that, and I went to the grocery store, came home, the whole nine or whatever, I just was thinking of this thing, and I said, okay, let me think about this. Let me really, really think about this. And I was could it possibly be a little bit of pride that's there within myself, within me? Is there a little bit of pride? So this is a phrase that I saw in the book that I was reading by Priscilla Shirer, I Surrender. I feel like I've said it so many times in the last few videos, so I won't, beat you over the head with the same exact book. But however, it was just a reminder to me to let go of offense quickly. This is another thing I feel like I've been speaking about ad nauseum, which is offense. And it's so clear that the Lord is still working through this very topic with me, and maybe for you as well. If you're coming back and you're watching these videos and you're just dang, Michelle, if you're one of those ones oh, I needed to hear this. It's maybe the Lord wants you to hear this as well through me, which is we need to remember to forget. Remember to let go of offense quickly. And as I'm being reminded of the importance of letting go of offense quickly, I had a friend who reached out and was sharing with me a really great victory that happened in their life. And it was a really great success story. And, she said something that really stuck with me. And she said, I don't even know why I was worried. I should have known that God would show up for me. And that really stuck with me. And the reason why that stuck with me was because I had to ask myself, I had to say, okay, Michelle, do you believe that God will show up for you? Do you really believe? I know you say it, but do you really believe that God will show up for you. We talk a lot about God being a just God. And even myself, I'm like, that's one of the first things that I said in this video is like, listen, I have a very low tolerance for foolishness, because I do. Listen, I'm my mother's child. I have a very low tolerance for foolishness. And with that being, I think, fine, at the same time, it's okay to have morals and all the things, but it's also being reminded that like God will fight our battles, that we don't have to like take things into our own hands. I shared this in a recent video, and I talked about how God really wants us to cast our cares onto him, that when we are weak, then he is strong. He can be strong in our weakness. And, just like the frustrations and all the different things that you have, just casting those things onto the Lord so that he can take care of it, not feeling the need to like take things into your own hands. And oh my goodness, this is something that I've been wrestling with. It's really tough for me. It's really, really tough for me. But I feel like this is just something that the Lord keeps bringing up. And I feel like it's because I haven't learned the lesson. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. And that's why I continue to share, because it's so important, because you want to make sure that your heart is in the right place. And this brings me to another conversation that I had with someone. It's so funny because I feel like I'm always been like, I was talking to this person, I was talking to that person. But for me, it was just like confirmation for me that this is what the Lord wants me to share and wants me to talk about, because it was another conversation that I was having with someone. They were talking about heart posture and just like, you want to make sure that you have the right heart posture. And sometimes like that frustration is the way that you can present yourself in a way of just being so stern on one thing. It could be like, well, it could be a heart posture thing. And it made me be like, man, it really made me sit and think about like, I think about the word this year that I felt the Lord put on my heart, which was surrender. And I'm like, my goodness, be careful what you ask for, because I feel like I said that prayer, right? Of like, Lord, I want to surrender. I want to truly surrender, Lord God. So I want you to examine my heart. And my goodness, it's like, the Lord is constantly challenging me to make sure that my heart is in the right place, right? And although God is a just God, and he is a God that also, I believe, doesn't tolerate foolishness, also wants us to be a good example. I'm a really big believer that you don't necessarily always have to verbally say that you are a Christian or a Christ follower. I believe that your life, right? Your life should be evidence of the thing that you say that you are, right? And although we can't control every situation, we want to at least try to do our best to be a good representation of the thing that we say that we are and that we follow. Well, I mean, I think the solution here, right, is that you really need to try to fix your face. Like, I think that's literally the conclusion here, is that you really have to try and fix your face. And the key word here is try, because listen, when I tell you I get it, I so get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. Okay. But we have to make it a priority to recalibrate our emotions. And yes, I know it's not fair. This makes me think of this saying that my mom would always say when I was growing up, which is, listen, life is not fair and then you die. So that's so messed up. But it's like, it's true. It's like life is not fair, but it's not about being fair. It's about having the right heart posture. It's about humbling yourself. It's about dying to yourself. It's about putting your pride aside, even when you feel like, no, God, but like, I'm right in this situation. It's like coming to God with the frustration, coming to God, it's bringing it to God and saying, Lord, what do you want me to do in this situation? And more importantly, and how can my life be evidence that I follow you? I heard a worship song this week, and it was just really timely for me. And I want to go ahead and just read the lyrics and share what it meant to me in that moment. And I believe the song is called Do It Again, but it says, I've seen you move the mountains, and I believe I'll see you do it again. You made a way when there was no way, and I believe I'll see you do it again. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You never failed. And this is my testimony with God. Let me tell you, something that I say often is that I have a track record with God. And when I tell you, like, I don't know that I've ever really came on here and sat down and just shared like my testimony and my journey and everything. I think it's like maybe sprinkled in a bunch of different videos that I've done on here. But like, when I tell you, like, the Lord is so faithful. Like, my faith is my own faith. I didn't grow up super religious and all those things. So like, when I tell you my faith is mine, my faith is mine because I had an encounter with the Lord. And when I hear this song and I'm reminded that like, you've never failed me. When I tell you the Lord has never failed me, he's never failed me. So in those moments of like frustration and just being like, I just can't, or I need to stand my ground, it's being reminded that one, I have a track record with God, and having that track record with the Lord means that he will never fail me because he never has. He never has in the past and he won't today. And that's me having confidence in that. And with me having that confidence, I have to trust the Lord and trusting that he's going to take care of it. But I need to humble myself enough to be like, Michelle, girl, you need to fix your face. I mean, when I can, because sometimes, you just don't. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I don't notice it. I don't realize it. But I think the moral of the story here is having those quiet prayers with the Lord, right? When you feel like you're getting frustrated, or you feel like I ain't feeling this, or I ain't about to deal with this, or this is foolishness. It's just like taking a moment to pause and to go within and saying those quiet, silent prayers to yourself and being like, Lord, help me. Literally, just help me. You can say something that's just Jesus. And he's going to know exactly what you're saying to him so that he can help you recalibrate. Like, Lord, I need you in this moment. So with that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video. Listen, if you found this video valuable, consider sharing it with someone else who may also find this video valuable. And while you're at it, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because listen, we've got so much to chat about. Bye.